you got this song which comes out of nowhere and is breaking all the metrics, and both people on the left and the right enjoy it. And this is what absolutely scares the establishment and certain activists online. Because from what I noticed, the scariest thing for the people in power seems to be when the left and the right finds a common ground. And that happened a couple of times with Occupy Wall Street. It has happened with the GME short selling. It has happened with Gamergate. Usually when the left and the right put aside their differences, as rare as that is, and they join forces in order to accomplish something, it terrifies the establishment. And you can notice, like, this is what happened with Occupy Wall Street. Like, they immediately brought identity politics into it in order to destroy it. This is what happened with Gamergate. They immediately brought in identity politics in order to squash it. They will try their best in order to keep people divided, because a house divided is a lot more easy to conquer. So in the case of this gentleman, the song which he sings is very popular to the left and the right. Now the left has managed to like move their ship away from the song because it's like, well, it's problematic. But many of the right wingers don't care and they like the song. So let's look at the lyrics. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay. So I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my problems away. It's a damn shame what the world has gotten to for people like me and people like you. Wish I could just wake up. It's not be true, but it is. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows, they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do. And they don't think you know, but I know that you do. Because your dollar ain't shit and it's taxed to no end. Because rich men north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for minors and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. A lot of people don't understand, it's like, why does the left like this song? Because it speaks against welfare. Actual communists would consider a person that was able to work and chose not to work in order to get welfare, they would consider them, and they had a word for this, a social parasite. And it was a huge stigma. Here in Romania, most people that were in welfare were actually suspected of being social parasites by the government and by other people. Like, unless you genuinely had a problem, like you are blind, you couldn't move, like you had a back injury that legitimately got you bedridden. If you took welfare, like a lot of people would be like, or even if you are a beggar, they would be like, you have two hands, you have two arms, why didn't you work? Right? So even lefties, at least most of them, like except like the very fringe radicals, even they believe that not everyone should get welfare. It should be only the people that can work but choose not to that shouldn't get welfare, right? So like this is why there's lefties that were on board of this song. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet under in the ground because all this damn country does is keep kicking them down. So, in Romania, we do not have an obesity problem, but we also have a public healthcare system, and it is perfectly normal when a person has his money taken away through taxes. So instead of like giving food to his family, he has to give food for the government, basically, and then other people he never meets. But it is normal for that person to wonder, like, okay, but what happens with my taxes? And usually, when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, they're paying, like, this person that has a bad liver due to alcoholism, right? And the question that arrives, it's like, but why, though? Like, if a person has a drinking problem, and they're drinking themselves to cirrhosis, why do I have to use my money to heal them, right? Like, if they're drinking away all their money and they're behaving in such a responsible manner, why is it equitable? Why is it fair? Because these people understand, okay, well, this kid has leukemia, he needs treatment. All right, like, they understand that situation. But when you have a person that goes to the hospital with liver disease, and then they get the surgery, and after the surgery they start drinking again. That stops being understandable. That starts being unreasonable, right? And I assume like the same thing that's happening in Romania, where people drink themselves to death. You have the same situation that can happen in the United States, where someone, again, like he's not talking about just simple obesity, but he's talking about 300 pounds, right? When you have 300 pounds, like if you are that irresponsible with your own health, why do you expect other people to care for you? Because at the end of the day, we don't live in Star Trek, where there's infinite resources, and you just get like an injection and bam, you're fine. We live in an age of finite resources, meaning that when you give to someone, you have to take from someone else. So like the young people that actually do have problems, and they, for example, the kid with leukemia, he's now being placed in line and resources are taken away from him in order to give to someone that don't care about their health. So anyway, right, like this is the song. It united both the left and the right, and now the left is suggesting that he is a plant. I don't even understand. Who cares? And it's like the right wing's pathetic attempt at doing propaganda. Everything is leftist propaganda nowadays. Hollywood is singing your propaganda. Netflix is singing your propaganda. Disney is singing your propaganda. Everything is leftist propaganda. And you're saying that you are threatened by this one guy? I like to call this leftist fragility. I will call this Vosh fragility, where one guy with one song is terrifying you. To the point where you have to make a long video about it and say that he is a plant. Yes, clearly the people that push leftism non-stop all of a sudden decided to push a right-wing song. And then you have Devon Stack with this take.
Pot of the world, and that, I mean, we are the melting pot of the world, and that's what makes us strong, is our diversity, and we need to learn to harness that and appreciate it and not use it as a political tool to keep everyone separate from each other,
Right, so let's assume that the guy is actually a leftist. He believes in diversity is our strength. He believes in the melting pot. But he made this song. Who fucking cares? I will take it, just like I took the Barbie movie. If you have a song that resonates with people and is helping people understand my values and make them understand why the world is as it is, I take it. I don't care. Like, the guy could be just a flat-out communist. He can be like a person that has Karl Marx tattooed on his cock and has a picture of Lenin in his bedroom. I don't care. The song is what it is. I can separate the art from the artist. And if the song resonates with other people and is basically expressing my grievances, like, yeah, people are taxed too much, and the people in power want too much control, and the taxes go to people who don't care about their health, sure, why not? What's the problem with that? If it brings left-leaning and right-leaning people together to understand that these are problems that are worth discussing, who cares about the guy's identity? The idea that like you have to make a cult of personality over someone that just because they made a good song is just bewildering, Anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in the comment section. Take care.